6:30 here in Les Sables d'Olonne, then our Vendée Flash this evening, and not good news for Alex Thomson and Hugo Boss fans, with confirmation this afternoon that Alex is heading to Cape Town after that damage to his starboard rudder yesterday evening. There is no way of repairing it, and so he is making to Cape Town. He's doing about 7 knots. He has 1,800 miles to go, so it's going to take him the best part of 6 or 7 days. Now, this body blow comes after the 4 days and 4 nights of repairs to the structure on the bow of Hugo Boss. He had shared it with the whole world, all his hard work, and he seemed to be back in the race. On Thursday, he declared the boss was back, and unfortunately it was only last night that this damage occurred, so unfortunately the situation is pretty much terminal for Alex's hopes of winning the Vendée Globe, and as I say, he's heading to Cape Town. Meantime then, the classements, the standings this 6 o'clock this evening. Charlie Dallin then leading by 291 miles ahead of Thomas Riong. Tommy Riong has just pulled back about 30 miles over the course of the day. As we expect, Charlie in slightly lighter breezes and sailing wider angles. Meantime, Jean Le Cam is hanging in there nicely in third place. He's at 374 miles behind the leader, only 83 miles ahead of Kevin Escoffier. Kevin Escoffier in fourth. Yannick Bestaven is 11 miles behind Kevin Escoffier in fifth. Louis Burton 20 miles behind Bestaven, so extremely close in this section of the fleet. Sebastian Simon is in seventh. He is 9 miles up on Boris Herrmann. Boris Herrmann making a little bit of a comeback and going well. Damien Seguin in ninth. Sam Davis in 10th, and Giancarlo Padotti is in 11th at 32 miles behind Sam Davis this evening. Looking down the table, as say, Alex Thomson will officially announce his abandonment when he gets to Cape Town. He stays on the classements, on the rankings until then, and so he is 15th. Alain Roura 18th on La Fabrique, Didac Costa in 22nd, and then Pip Hare 24th. Miranda Merrin and Ari Husela now separated by 140 miles, and Kojiro Shiraishi going quite nicely this evening, 12.4 knots on DMG Morai Global 1 and in 31st place. So that's the standings this evening. Pip Hare has been finding things just a little bit tough on board, rather chasing her tail, trying to do too much for the conditions, which are quite unstable, and this is Pip Hare.
Today has not been a good day, and right now I am really angry with myself because I've just been trying too hard, and I've been leading with my heart and not my head, and I've managed to actually slow myself down by doing too many sail changes, and I'm cross with myself. Since 3 o'clock in the morning, so that's nearly 12 hours now, we've had really active squalls, loads of them, like every half hour, and the wind shifts by up to 60 degrees, and then the highest breeze I've seen is 35 knots, and it went from 10 knots to 35 knots in about 2 minutes. I'm feeling it on reefing with this boat because I can't reef from the cockpit. To reef, I start in the cockpit, I go to the mast, I come back to the cockpit, I go to the mast, and that's the same with reef in and reef out. But that's just the way it is. It's just unfortunate that today there's been a lot of reefing in and reefing out. Maybe I'm too hasty to pull the reefs out. But I think what I've really messed up on is head sails, because I've been switching between my code 0 and my jib. Like now the breeze is down to 12 knots, and my heart just says get the code 0 out. But every time I do that, I've got an extra couple of knots for like half an hour, and then a squall comes, and then I'm trying to put it away, and all I end up doing is sailing downwind to put it away and losing all of that ground. And I just have made the same mistake I don't know how many times today, and it's knackered me. And I should know better. That's why I'm angry with myself, but there's a part of me that just thinks maybe I could go faster, and I can't just let them walk away from me. But I need to remember this. Needs to be a lesson. Somewhere down the road.
Well, that is Pip here then in the trials and tribulations of sailing an older, very physical boat, the former Super Bigu, now Medallia. Join us tomorrow then on Vendée Globe Live at 12:30 UTC, 13:30 here in Les Sables d'Olonne. Our guest will be Christopher Pratt, co-skipper with Jeremy Bayou on Chiral on the Transat Jacques Vabre, and a sailor who has aspirations to do the Vendée Globe in the future. Join us then.